Hi, my name's Jenny, and I decided to post a video about what PCOS means to me and all that it has caused in my life and all the ups and downs that I've been through. Um, I'm thinking that what I have started probably a few years ago, but I never actually realized that all the symptoms that I had were all necessarily related. So, what happened, I think, the first two things I think that have been affecting me for as long as I can remember is probably the weight gain and just having my ups and downs, like on the daily, without reason and without cause. And I just remember sometimes feeling like I just don't want to feel this way, but I can't help it. And those were a few of the symptoms that I didn't know PCOS actually had something to do with. So on December of 2008, sorry, there's like bugs here or something. On December of 2008, I started my menstrual cycle, which for the past year before that was actually normal. Like I actually knew when it was coming, which was the first for me because actually before that year it's always been very, very irregular. So as long as I can remember, right since the age of 12 when I started menstruating, all my cycles were regular. They lasted 2 or 3 weeks, and sometimes never less than 7 days, and they were always really heavy. And I know that when I was around 18, I believe, 18 or 19, I was diagnosed with having just ovarian cyst, like an ovarian cyst, and I was told it was going to go away, nothing to worry about. So I never did, and now I wonder if that was maybe they should have done more then. That would have prevented what I have now, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe once I do more research, I'll be able to figure that out. But I haven't figured the answer to that question yet. But okay, on December of 2008, December 17th, I started my menstrual cycle as I normally would, and it did not stop for months. I got to stop in May of 2009, so you can see how long I was bleeding for, and that caused me several complications. Obviously, I was losing a lot of blood, and I actually almost literally bled to death. And I was told it was a miracle that I was even alive, and that I was walking and doing a lot of things that I was doing, and that I was literally like a walking dead person. And I was told that actually after I started doing some treatments. I think had they told me that to begin with, I would have been really depressed, and I don't know what I would have done, but I'm glad that I wasn't told until afterwards. My blood levels were all really weak. I was actually had to get a DNC, and I had, developed a growth in my uterus, and I was told that had I waited, just a few more weeks, I probably would have started to develop cancer. And then once, cancer started, I was probably going to have to get my uterus removed. So it was just a big blessing to get here when I did. I went to American doctors before here in Ecuador, I'm in Ecuador again, but and doctors in the U.S. were just kind of like, oh, it's normal, kind of discarded my symptoms, told me it was normal, told me to come next month, but I just was not feeling good. I was really, really depressed. I just, the bleeding was really uncomfortable, and I couldn't do anything. Got to the point that I couldn't even clean my house. Like, it was really bad. I would get really dizzy. I felt extremely weak, and my husband and parents were really, really concerned about me. So they decided to ship me away and send me to Ecuador because this is where my family is from. So I came here. I was actually immediately diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, and I had to go through that operation, and I actually started a treatment with some birth control pills, which I really, really didn't want to. I've always been actually against birth control, not because of any religious reasons or anything like that, but because I always thought they were just so bad for you. And I was already like really big, and I was like, I don't want to take birth control and take a chance at becoming even like fatter. So that, and a slight chance of death and all those other side effects, I didn't want anything to do with them. But it just kind of seemed like my only choice and my only hope. So I said, hey, let's go ahead and do it. So I started taking that. I think I took it for 5 days, and then I started bleeding even worse after the DNC. It was really, really bad. I had to switch like every half hour. I couldn't go anywhere. It was just extremely, extremely horrible. And I actually got put in IVs, and I was under IVs for about a week, and I got so swollen I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't go to the bathroom, and it was just really, really bad. I'm a really, really shy person. This me do videos right now is actually really, really strange, but I actually do feel like I'm helping people, so that's why I'm doing them. So just that whole experience is horrible. I didn't have anybody with me. I had, strangers pretty much taking me to the bathroom and helping me get dressed and feeding me and all this stuff, and it was just really, really bad. But one of those days, my mom's best friend was actually the one taking care of me. She was talking to her neighbor, and she referred her to a natural doctor. So we were like, hey, why not? Let's go try it. So I went, and literally 15 days after that, I actually stopped bleeding, which is awesome. And the bleeding never came back like that ever again. I started doing a treatment with her, doing herbs, and I had a whole lot of other issues with. I was weighing 197. I was, my blood was all out of whack. My hormones were all out of whack, and a lot of my organs were starting to fail, and probably because of how much I was bleeding and all these other things. But that, and just being really weak. So I was literally like put on this super strict diet the day after I went to see her. So it was like, it was either do or die at that point. And I did it. I didn't have anything else to lose, and I didn't really have any other options, and I just felt kind of really, really hopeless. So I decided to go ahead and start the natural treatment. The bleeding stopped after that, and I actually started getting regular menstrual cycles. I had no PMS. I had no cramps. I immediately had to give up any processed food, refined sugar, flour, and fried foods. Those were the first things that I gave up, and I actually lost 35 to 40 pounds after doing that, and just keeping to everything that she told me. Now I came here again to Ecuador for a follow-up. Now it's 2010, and I actually feel really, really great. I feel amazing, and haven't been sick in a long time, like other than what I have, but. I go to a really big church, and with, I believe it's 1,400 members, and a lot of families had swine flu and seasonal flus and all these other things, and I not once got anything. I did not even get a cold during the winter. So definitely taught me something. You are what you eat, definitely, and I am a firm believer in that now. So I came here to see how I was doing, and actually I'm doing really, really well. However, I still have the, ovarian syndrome. So I decided that it was actually just time to get a new doctor. Now that I know more actually about natural medicine, and I know more about natural cures, and not that I'm an expert or anything, but I've done my reading, and I've done my research on what I have, because I want to be educated on what I have. I want to know what to expect and what not to expect. So I came here, and I actually decided to just stop seeing her